people if we find ourselves in a political context in which, rather than having a state that's more like Romans 13, fulfilling that calling as God's servant, we find Revelation 13. And even in Revelation 13, the call is not for violent resistance. It's not a call for out-and-out revolution and overthrow politically. The call in Revelation 13 is for patient, faithful endurance, even perhaps leading to martyrdom. That's the calling that the church is called to. It reflects the calling of Romans chapter 12, of course, about overcoming evil with good, of blessing those who curse you, etc., etc., etc. That's the calling of the church, the hard and difficult calling. But the way that we see, obviously, in Christ himself, patient, faithful endurance, continued witness to the kingdom and rule of God, even when the kingdoms of this world then turn against and kill and destroy. Of course, the question is, how do we relate this vision of what claims to be exercising true authority, but is actually subhuman bestial authority? How do we relate this critical vision to the establishment vision of Romans 13? These two strands again that we've seen running all the way through. These words again from O'Donovan suggest one way in which we might do that. It is a mistake, he says, to set this apocalyptic presentation of the Roman emperor at odds with the view taken in Romans 13. He also refers to 1 Peter 2, which would be another text we could have looked at, which may be classed, if you like, on the more establishment side of the vision of what rule should be like. Those passages were not attempting a description of contemporary politics. They had as their aim the definition of the ruler's right. Precisely those modest judicial accounts of governmental function, indeed, forced the church to see in the accrual of divine titles and religious symbols by the empire a defiance of resurrection order. So he's wanting to argue that what you have in Romans